Welcome to this presentation. What you will experience is not just information. It is not simply another motivational talk. This is a reconstruction. A reset and a complete restart for your mind, your emotions, your habits, and your entire life. At this very moment, you might feel broken. You might feel exhausted. You may think that time has been lost, that hope and focus are gone. Perhaps you feel that days have been wasted, along with weeks or even years. But this video marks your turning point. We will not discuss fixing your life eventually. We will not await a flawless plan or for perfect motivation to arrive. We are going to repair your life in one day. Today, not next week and not next year. It begins right now. How will this happen? Through 12 powerful and practical steps. These steps are not designed to inspire you briefly, only to fade away later. They are meant to rebuild the damaged parts. They are made to quiet the suffering, to clear the mental clutter, and to grant you full control of your life. This process starts now. And if you study English, this will help you more, because every word is spoken clearly and simply. You will enhance your comprehension, your vocabulary, and your confidence, while also improving your personal life. So please, listen with attention, watch very carefully, pause, replay, and take notes if desired. But do not skip any section, because each step is part of a system. Every second contributes to your new beginning. If this video changes anything within you, even a single small thing, subscribe to our channel. We are not here simply for entertainment. We are here to help your transformation. Now, let your transformation commence. Let us begin with step 1. Step 1. Pose the hardest question. Let me present a very simple yet serious inquiry. What in your life is not working right now? I am not referring to things that annoy you. I am not asking what bothered you today. I am asking about something much deeper. What is the one area of your life that feels truly broken, that feels beyond your control, that seems to rob you of peace every day? You see, most people fail to fix their lives, not due to laziness, but because they do not pause for the right query. They attempt to fix their mood. They try to amend their habits, but they do not stop to ask what the real cause is. What makes me feel so stuck? You will keep finding the wrong solutions until you ask the correct question. You might say, I am just tired. But deep down, you are heartbroken. You might say, I am just lazy. But you are actually overwhelmed. You might say, I have no desire for anything. But in truth, you are afraid of failing again. Here is a fact that nobody shares. You cannot repair your life unless you are brutally honest about what is broken. Picture a man named Ethan. Ethan wakes up late each morning. He scrolls on his phone. He skips his breakfast. He hurries to his job. He returns home exhausted. He eats unhealthy food. He watches YouTube until 2 in the morning. Then the cycle repeats. He tells himself, I must fix my sleep. I need to put down my phone. I have to eat better food. But deep down, Ethan fears the real question. Why does my life feel so meaningless? That is the root of the problem. That is the actual crack in the wall. The other issues like the phone, food, and sleep are simply symptoms of something else. So one day, Ethan stops everything he is doing. He enters a quiet room. He writes a single sentence on top of a page. What is not working in my life? He sits and he thinks. He does not scroll through his phone. He does not find distractions. He just confronts the truth. And suddenly, the real answers emerge. I am lonely. I do not respect the life I currently live. I do not feel proud of the person I am. That is the point where change can start. Because the real question is what you must ask. To finally grant yourself permission. To fix the actual problem, what you should do at this very moment. Find a notebook or open a new note on your phone. Write down this question. What is not working in my life? Then, be completely honest. Nobody is watching you. This is your personal moment of truth. Write down every thought that enters your mind. Are you living a life that belongs to someone else? Are you holding on to pain from your past? Do you fear to dream because of previous failures? Do you waste your time to escape your own mind? The more truthful you are, the greater the power of this particular step becomes. Because rebuilding your life is impossible until you know what requires reconstruction. Your life can be compared to a house. You can paint the walls inside. You can purchase new furniture. You can place flowers in the garden. But a cracked foundation means it will always fall, over and over again. This initial step is about digging deep, going to the foundation, finding that hidden crack, observing it, confronting it, and owning it. Because after this step, we will start the healing. And when that core problem is fixed, your entire life will begin to shift. Do not rush to the next step just yet. Sit for 5 minutes. Ask yourself the question. Write down what is truly broken, feel that reality, and then accept it, saying, "This ends today. I will not ignore this issue any longer." Step 2, identify the root, not the excuse. Most people never improve their lives because they continue to fix the wrong issue. They say things like, "I will sleep better. I will stop using Instagram. I will begin working out. I will give up junk food." But after several days, they stop again. What is the reason for this? They were addressing symptoms, not causes. They were trying to fix effects without ever confronting the reason. Let me clarify with an example. If your roof has a leak and you constantly clean the wet floor, the water will always return. You do not need a towel. You need to repair the hole in your roof. Your life operates in the same way. That sadness, that frustration, that avoidance, that laziness, and that fear. Those feelings are not the actual problem. They are signals, the result of a much deeper origin. And until you discover that origin, your life will remain stuck in the same pattern. Regardless of your level of motivation, the root is the invisible, profound reason why you feel the things that you do. It might be a belief from childhood, a fear that still controls you, a wound that was never allowed to heal, a failure that you carry like a heavy weight, a lie you have told yourself for a long time. And just like the roots of a tree, it is hidden underground. You do not see it, but it controls everything. If the root system is diseased, the fruit produced will be rotten. This step is therefore about going underground, confronting what is really managing your life from deep within you. Let me share a story about a woman named Julia. Julia is 29 years old. She creates huge plans every single year. I am going to get in shape. I will wake up early. I will stop watching Netflix. I will finally become successful. She views 50 motivational videos. She designs a perfect morning schedule. She even buys a whiteboard for her goals. But in 2 weeks, she abandons it all. Why does this happen? At first, her answer is, "I suppose I am just lazy." But one day, a friend of hers asks her a question. "Why do you always quit?" Right when things start to go well. Julia contemplates this. She reflects on her past, and suddenly a painful memory appears. She recalls something her father would often say when she was just a small girl. Do not attempt big things. You will only fail like you always do. That single sentence from 20 years ago, from it has lived inside her mind like a virus. It became her invisible personal belief. If I put in too much effort, I will fail. And that failure will be painful. Therefore, it feels safer to remain small. That belief is the root of her problem. It explains why she never sees things through. It is the reason she undermines her own success. It is why she gives up, even when succeeding. Now think about that story. Was laziness truly Julia's issue? No. The problem was an invisible message, buried deep within her memory, that constantly whispered, "Do not try. It is not safe for you." That is the kind of discovery we mean. When we say you must find the root, let us proceed one step at a time. Select one problem from your life. Let us say, I waste my time. Or, I feel unmotivated. Or, I get angry very easily. Now, you should ask yourself why. But do not accept the first answer you find. For instance, I waste time because I am lazy. Why are you lazy? Because I feel tired all of the time. Why do you feel so tired? Because nothing brings me excitement. Why does nothing excite you? Because I do not think anything I do matters. Now we are getting close to the root. You must keep digging deeper. The answer is rarely in the first few layers. It is found in the 5th, 6th, or 7th. You have to become a detective for your own life. Dig until you discover the hidden belief that silently controls your thoughts and actions. Excuse, I have trouble focusing. Root, I am afraid of failing, so I get distracted. Excuse, I do not enjoy reading. Root, I was told I am not smart, so I avoid things that make me feel stupid. Excuse, I do not like being around people. Root, I was betrayed one time, so I now protect myself by staying alone. Excuse, I have a problem with anger. Root, I feel like no one ever listens to me, so I yell to feel a sense of power. Can you understand now? Everything you do and everything you avoid, everything you feel, it comes from somewhere, and that somewhere is the root. Take out your journal. Return to what you wrote in the first step. Choose one problem you have identified. Then go deeper with this simple exercise. Write this sentence 5 times with unique endings. The real reason I struggle with is because, here is an example to guide you. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I fear disappointing myself. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I don't feel I am capable. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I have always failed before. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I compare myself to perfect people. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because no one has ever believed in me. You will find something that truly resonates. By the 4th or 5th answer you write, that is probably your root cause. It might feel very emotional. You may feel raw or vulnerable. You might even begin to cry. That is actually a good sign, because you are finally facing the truth for the very first time, and facing the root removes its power. You cannot fix your life in one day, unless you face what has been breaking it. For so many years, the excuses you make are always loud, but the truth is very quiet, and it is just waiting for you to listen. Dig very deep and be honest with yourself. Do not fear what you might discover, because what you find is your real starting point. And once you hold that root in your hand, you can finally begin to plant something new. Step 3, the mirror rule. There are 2 different versions of you. One is the outside version, what others see. Two is the inside version, what only you can see when you are alone. You can deceive other people. You can put on a mask for your friends. You can smile when you are actually broken. You can share quotes on the internet and still feel like a failure privately. But there is one person you can never lie to. That is the person you see in the mirror. The mirror is not concerned with your excuses. It does not care about your stories. It doesn't care what others may think of you. It shows you the truth, raw and honest. And most people avoid looking at it, not because it is made of glass, but because it reflects their guilt and their fear. This is the reason people scroll online. This is why they keep themselves busy. This is why they escape using food or noise, entertainment and other distractions. Because if they were to stand still and truly look into the mirror, they would have to answer the main question, am I proud of the person I have become? This is why this step is not self-help. It is a form of self-confrontation. And real change can only begin when you stop running from your own reflection. Imagine a warrior and his sword. After each battle is fought, the sword is covered with dirt, blood, and marks. But when the warrior needs to check the blade, to see if it is still strong, straight, and whole, he does not just look at the edge. He does not shake it or simply guess. He does one single thing. He holds the blade up toward the light. He tilts it and gazes at the reflection, because that reflection will reveal the truth. If the blade is bent, he knows it will not cut. If it is cracked, he knows it might break. If it is dull, he knows it requires sharpening. The sword itself cannot speak, but its reflection reveals everything. You are that warrior, and your mirror is your personal truth. Every day you enter a battle against time, fear, anxiety, and comparison, insecurity, disappointment, and your own face. In the mirror, the truth is always shown about how you are currently fighting. You cannot rebuild your life in a day unless you first directly look at the sword holder. And that person is you. The method is simple, but not easy to do. Stand in front of a mirror with no filters, no music, and no extra lights. No talking, just complete silence. And look directly into your own eyes. Not at your hair, not your face, but your eyes. Remain there, holding your own stare. Do not speak just yet. Let yourself experience everything that you have been running away from. The disappointment and the guilt, the failures and the wasted time, the lies you have told yourself, the promises you have broken to yourself. Feel it all, and do not escape it, because this moment, this confrontation, is where real transformation can start. You must speak to yourself. The words you say to yourself are more powerful than words from any book, video, or teacher. Here are some sentences you can say to the mirror, slowly, clearly, and with honesty. I know that I have failed, but I am not a failure. I have lied to myself, but I choose honesty now. I have been weak, but I am ready to be strong. I accept who I have been, but I will not be staying here. I still have the gift of time. I still have my breath. That means I still possess power. This process is not magic. It is not just a positive affirmation game. This is a declaration of war against the version of you that has been living in fear, shame, laziness, or regret. This is more than just motivation. It is also based on psychology. When you look at yourself directly in a mirror and you speak to yourself, you activate your own self-awareness. which is one of the highest human abilities. It shifts your brain from autopilot to intention. It enhances your emotional processing. It creates a clear divide between the version of you that is suffering and the version of you that is choosing to fight. In that special moment, your words are commands. They are not merely thoughts. Your brain will hear your voice and recognize. This is real, this is now, this is change. If you skip this step, you will continue this video while still wearing your mask. You will gather advice but still be pretending. You will nod along but still be hiding. This step is meant to remove the mask. It brings you back into alignment with the most important person in your life. That person is yourself. Because here is the undeniable truth. If you cannot look yourself in the eyes and speak with true power, you will keep checking your phone for someone else's validation. Do this right after this step. Go to your bathroom mirror or use your camera. Set a timer for just 3 minutes. Ensure there are no distractions or background noise. Stare at your eyes and say aloud, "This is the final day I lie to myself. I am ready now to rebuild. I am not the person I was yesterday. Starting now, I will become someone I respect." Speak these words slowly. Even if you do not feel anything at first, just keep on speaking. You are not just changing your appearance. You are changing who is behind your eyes. And once you have done that, once you face yourself and speak truth, and to your very own soul, you have done something that many people will not. That 99% of people will never do. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your first friend in the healing process. It shows you what other people cannot see. It reflects your fears and your doubts. But it also reflects your strength and desire, your fight. So use it. Because the day you start to talk to the mirror is the day you stop asking the world, but less yes it to talk back to you. Step 4. Win the hour battle. Most people begin their day with a dream of changing their entire life. But by the time lunch arrives, they feel tired. They are distracted and back to old habits. Why is this? Because they are trying to control all 24 hours. But real change does not begin with a whole day. It begins with one single hour. This hour represents your battlefield, and it must be won completely and fully, without any form of compromise. Imagine a huge forest with many dead trees. It is dark, and it is silent. It feels completely lifeless. You want to restore life to this forest. But you cannot plant 10,000 trees today. You cannot water all of the land. You cannot create new soil in one night. So what is your first step? You select one single spot, one small piece of ground to work on. You clear that small area. You prepare the soil within it. You plant just one single seed, and you protect that seed with everything. For a period of 1 hour, you provide that seed with water and sunlight, and you give it space. You keep the crows away from it. You remain focused on that one spot, as if your own life depends on it. That is how a rebirth truly begins. Your mind is the forest, and this single hour is the seed. It means you must select 1 hour today where you get rid of all distractions. You focus on one important task, and you protect your attention like it is something sacred. That hour is not for scrolling or replying. It is not for consuming content. It is an hour for building. And it does not matter what you do. In that 1 hour, what truly matters is how you do it, with great intention, with discipline, with control, because when you complete that hour, something truly magical happens. You begin to believe in yourself once more, not because you were motivated by someone else, but because you provided proof to your own brain. I am fully capable of winning. How to win the hour step by step. Pick a time for today. Choose a single hour and set it now. Make that time sacred. Choose one specific task, only one. Not 5, not 3, but 1. Clean one single room. Write one single page. Study one single topic. Walk outside and simply think. Organize your personal workspace. Remove every possible distraction. Turn your phone off, not on silent, completely off, and put it in another room. This is a kind of war. Set a timer for 60 minutes. Begin the task and stay with it. Stay with yourself. When you are finished, celebrate in silence. Do not post about it. Do not tell anyone about it. Just breathe deeply. Sit down and tell yourself, I won my very first battle today. That is the start of a real transformation. Winning 1 hour can reset your inner connection with time, energy, and your self-worth, because time is not your enemy. Your phone is not the enemy. Even your emotions are not your enemy. Your true enemy is the belief that you are unable to control your own life. This step destroys that belief with new proof. You do not have to win the whole year today, but if you can win just 1 hour, then tomorrow you can win 2 hours, and one day you will look back and see you rebuilt your entire life, 1 single hour at a time. Step 5. Write it, burn it, let it die. Some parts of you must be buried before the new you is able to rise. Inside your mind are old files, old memories, old emotions, and old stories. Some of them are beautiful, but others are like poison. These toxic thoughts do not shout, they whisper. You are not good enough. You always give up. Nobody really cares about you. You will just fail again. These whispers are like programs, and they have been running in your mind for years. You cannot build a powerful life for yourself with that kind of background noise. So you have to take those thoughts, and you must kill them. Imagine a huge mirror inside a temple. It was once clear, pure, and shining. But over many years, dust, smoke, and prints have caused it to become foggy. You want to see your real reflection. You want to see things clearly. But no matter how hard you try to look, all you can see is a blur. Would you continue staring at the fog forever? No. You would take a cloth and clean the mirror. That cloth represents this step. You have to remove what covers your truth, not with silence or with thinking, but with the power of fire. This is how the process works. Take a pen and a blank piece of paper. Write down every dark thing you carry. Write down the lies, the pain, and the guilt, the words that broke you, the beliefs that have ruined you, the regrets that continue to haunt you. Be completely and brutally honest. Do not try to make it beautiful. Do not edit what you write. Do not make corrections. Let it all bleed out onto the page. Once you have finished, read it one time, just once, quietly, and by yourself. Then, burn it in a safe place. Watch the paper turn completely black. Watch the words begin to disappear. Watch the old version of you become smoke. When you write down a thought, you remove it from your mental storage. You move it from your nervous system into the actual physical world. That action itself is a release. And when you proceed to burn it, you are doing something quite rare. You are signaling to your mind and body that this story is over. This version of me has died. This pain is no longer coming with me into the next chapter of my life. And even if it sounds quite simple, your brain will register this as a transition. You begin the process of letting go, not just with your emotions, but biologically. Here are some words you can write if you do not know where to start. I forgive myself for, or I hate that I feel shame about. I still carry the voice of, I'm scared that I will always. These phrases can unlock the pain. They bring out the old code, so you are able to destroy it, and once it is gone, you will feel something that is hard to explain. You will feel freedom. Do not skip this step. Do not say that you will do it later. Do it today, right after this video. Even if you only write a few short lines, because sometimes you do not need motivation. You need a funeral for your old life. And that is precisely what this step is. You cannot become a new person if you are still feeding your old thoughts. You cannot create a future while carrying around dead memories. The burning process is not just about fire. It is about freedom, and freedom is only available to those who are willing to release what no longer helps them. Let it all go, burn it, and begin again, because after this point, you are no longer rebuilding your past. You are building something brand new. Step 6. Focus on one thing only. In a world that screams, do more. Chase after everything and multitask all day. Your mind becomes like a messy desk. It is full of papers, distractions, voices, and noise. You open one tab, then another, then more. Before you even realize it, your brain is full, but you completed nothing. That is not a display of power. That is chaos. You do not require more goals. You do not need more productivity tricks. You need to have focus. Pure, sharp, and undivided focus. Because the human brain was not created to do everything all at once. It was designed to go deep, focusing on one thing at a time. And when you concentrate on one thing, you multiply your energy and your clarity, and you also increase your speed. Imagine a flashlight, and then a laser. A flashlight spreads light in all directions. It can illuminate a room, but it is not able to cut through anything. Now, think about what a laser does. It focuses all of its light in one narrow and sharp line, and that focused beam can cut through steel. That is the difference that exists between a scattered life and a focused one. You are not here in this world to be a flashlight. You are here to become a laser. Your energy, your thoughts, and your time must be aimed at one meaningful target at a time, because only then will your life move forward. Focusing on one thing means when you are working, you are not scrolling. When you are reading, you are not checking alerts. When you are healing, you are not pretending. When you are thinking, you are not talking. It means telling your mind, right now, this is the only thing that matters right now. Choose your main task for the day. One thing, not 3, and not 5, just one. Break away from everything else. Put your other lists away for a bit. Shut down all of the extra tabs. Silence every application that wants your time. Set a timer for your work. Even just 25 minutes is enough. Stay with your one task. Stay with your own breath. Keep your mind from wandering away. Finish the task completely before you switch. Completion of a task creates confidence. Half-finished tasks create anxiety. When your mind learns to focus on one thing, it grows stronger, like a muscle in the gym. Most people fail, not because of a lack of talent, but because they keep stopping and starting. Focus is the bridge between your ideas and results. And if you want to fix your life in one day, you must prove to yourself that you can stay with something until it is done, even if it feels small or quiet, because that mental discipline is the beginning of what real freedom feels like. Step 7. Detach from the outcome. Learn to love the process itself. Let go of expecting results. Fall in love with the climb. Here's a very dangerous pattern. You begin something new. You work extremely hard. But when results do not appear quickly, you give up on it. This is the biggest silent killer of dreams, because you are not addicted to growth. You are addicted to having proof. You want to see the result today. You want the body after just one workout, the feeling of peace after one meditation, the success after just one post. But that kind of mindset destroys progress. If you live for the final outcome, you will always feel like a failure. But if you fall in love with the journey, you will always be in a state of growing. This step is about freedom from pressure, because the real winners in this life are not the people who are the fastest. They are the ones who keep showing up without needing to receive a prize. Imagine a person who climbs mountains. He stands at the bottom of a huge mountain. He can see the top, and it is beautiful, far away and shining in the clouds. But as he starts to climb, fog rolls in. He is no longer able to see the top. If he climbs only to see the peak, he will become very frustrated. He will think, what is the whole point? I cannot see any of my progress. I am not getting any closer to the top. Perhaps I should just stop now. But if he tells himself, I am climbing because this is the person I am now. I am climbing because it makes me stronger. I am climbing because I grow with each step. Then it does not matter if the top is visible, because the journey itself is now meaningful. That is how you build a life for yourself. That does not collapse when under pressure. Detachment is not the same as not caring. It means you show up and you do the work. You remain consistent with your discipline. But you do not become emotionally dependent on seeing the results. You do not say, if this does not work in 3 days, then I will give up. You say, even if this takes 300 days, I will continue to keep going. Because true builders understand, success arrives quietly and slowly, and it comes without any applause. Choose one thing in your life that feels slow, a habit, a goal, or a routine. Stop measuring its progress today. Stop checking the results every hour. Stop asking yourself, is this working? Just show up and focus on the action. If you are reading something, just read. If you are walking, just walk. If you are building something, build it fully. Trust in the invisible growth. Just because you cannot see the top does not mean you are not climbing upwards. Most people are not actually tired. They are simply discouraged. They want proof that they are winning. And when it does not arrive fast enough, they start to feel broken once again. This step frees you from that emotional prison. It gives your power back to you. Because once you do not need results. To feel strong, you become unstoppable. Now you are not chasing after something. You are becoming someone new. And that is what rebuilding your life means. Let go of the need for a scoreboard. Let go of all the numbers. Let go of any set timeline. You do not have to see the entire path. You only need to take the very next step, with full presence, full power, and a full heart. Because the person who walks without quitting, Isola becomes the person who wins, even without receiving applause. Step 8. Except that change is hard and vital. Everyone says they want to change, but what they want is comfort inside of change. They want a new life to live, but they do not want to feel any fear. They want to have a new habit, but they dislike the awkward start. They want a new identity, but they do not want to leave the old one. And that is why most people stay the same, not because they are weak, but because they misunderstand what change is. Real change is not comfortable at all. Real change feels like confusion, discomfort, emptiness, and even fear. But here's the secret to it all. That pain is not a problem. It is a sign that you are growing. Imagine a snake that lives in the wild. Over time, the snake's body grows larger, but its skin becomes tight, itchy, and old. It is very uncomfortable. Now, the snake does not hate its own skin. That skin has protected it. That skin has carried it. But now it must shed that old skin, or it will surely die. So what does the snake do now? It finds a sharp rock and begins rubbing, scraping, twisting, and tearing that old skin off. The process is painful and slow. The snake is very vulnerable. But if it does not do this, the snake cannot survive the next season. Now imagine the following. That old skin is your past self, and that rock represents your discomfort. You must go through the scratch, the scrape, and the awkwardness of it all, because that is how the new version of you begins to breathe freely. You are going to feel very awkward when you start any new habits. You will feel doubt when you speak new truths. You will feel lonely when you leave old people. You will feel empty when you delete distractions. You will feel exposed when you stop pretending. That is a normal part of the process. That is not a sign of failure. That is the shedding of old skin. You are losing your old self, and it will feel like something is missing, because it truly is. Your old comfort zone is gone now, and that is what must happen for you to grow. Notice when discomfort starts to arise, that moment when you feel awkward, lost, or scared. Pause for a moment instead of trying to escape it. Speak this truth to yourself right now. This is not pain. This is proof. I am becoming someone new. Choose to remain in the discomfort. For just 5 more minutes, do not numb it. Do not run from it. Do not scroll. Just remain. Feel it and grow from it. Let discomfort be your new teacher, not your personal enemy. Say, this uncomfortable moment is a gift. I am stronger because of what it brings. Growth has a language of its own, but it is not spoken with words. It is spoken through discomfort, that moment when you feel lost, afraid, or raw. That is not a sign of weakness. That is the process of birth. You are not broken. You are becoming. And if you can sit with that pain, instead of escaping it, you will rise into a version of yourself that nobody can ever take away from you, because comfort has never built warriors. Discomfort always did. Step 9. Find proof of the new you. You have done the difficult work. You have confronted yourself. You have cleaned up your past. You have sat in peaceful silence. You have begun the process of rebuilding. But now, a moment comes when doubt returns. That little voice inside your head will whisper, maybe this change will not last. Maybe I am just pretending to change. What if I fall back into my old habits? And here is what you need to understand. The only way to kill doubt is with evidence. You do not need motivation right now. You need proof that the new you is real. Imagine a wall made of bricks. Each day, a builder places one new brick. At first, the process feels slow and pointless. It can even seem invisible. But after a few days, a shape appears. After a week, there is a wall. After a month, it becomes a structure. Now the builder possesses something he did not have. He has proof of his work. He no longer needs to say, "I hope I am building." He can say, "Look at the wall, it is happening." This is exactly what you need inside your mind. A wall of small bricks, small victories, visible and tangible change. Because when your brain can see it, it will eventually start to believe it. Proof is not about perfection. It is about showing your brain small, powerful signs that things are truly changing for you. Here are some examples of proof. You woke up without hitting the snooze button. You ignored your phone and focused for 1 hour. You spoke kindly to yourself in the mirror. You did one hard thing you had avoided for weeks. You showed discipline when nobody was watching. You paused before you reacted in anger. Each of these is a brick. Each is a new connection in your brain that says, "I am not who I used to be." How to create and keep track of your proof. Get a notebook or a blank piece of paper. Title it Proof of the New Me. Every day, write down 3 things that you did differently today. They can be very small. They can be very quiet, but they must be real. Look at that list every single night. You will begin to see a new pattern forming. A pattern of discipline, not of chaos. A pattern of self-respect, not of doubt. A pattern of true momentum. This process builds your identity, not just habits. Because when you can truthfully say, "I do not just wish to change. I actually have proof that I am changing." That is when the transformation becomes real, and it becomes permanent. You cannot live a transformed life if your brain keeps pulling you back into your old identity. You must build a record of small victories, quiet wins, and some real evidence. Because the world may doubt you, but if you have belief in yourself, nothing else really matters. That belief will come from proof, not from motivation, not from hope, but from consistent daily signs that you are not the person you were yesterday. Track your proof, look at it, and own it. Because every single time you write a win, you are erasing a doubt. Step 10. Force yourself to win. There will always be a moment, today, tomorrow, or next week, when you will not feel like doing the right thing. You will wake up and think to yourself, "I am too tired today. I will start the process tomorrow. I just need to take a break right now." And if you wait for motivation to come, you will surely lose. Motivation is just a mood. It comes and it goes. But movement is a decision. And this step teaches you how you can move, even when every part of your body and mind. Ipakawarahi is saying, not today. Because once you master this ability, you will become completely unstoppable. Imagine a huge metal door in a desert. It has not been opened in many years. It is covered in rust. You push it lightly, but nothing happens. You push it again, and it groans, but it still does not move. Now, most people would stop here. They would say, "This door is completely stuck. It is too hard to open. Maybe it is not meant to be opened." But if you push with all of your force, if you continue pressing, leaning, and shaking it with your entire body, suddenly you will hear a crack. The rust breaks away, the hinges snap loose, and the door finally opens, not because it wanted to open, but because you forced it open. This is what your mind is like. Your body will say, "Not today." Your thoughts will say, "This is pointless." Your habits will say you have failed before. And in that moment, you must do one thing. You must move anyway. Not because you feel totally ready, but because you have decided you do not need to feel ready anymore. You do not want to go out for that walk. Go out for it anyway. You do not want to open up your laptop. Open it up anyway. You do not feel like writing that one page. Write just one line anyway. You want to scroll, but put your phone in another room anyway. The action itself does not have to be big. But the moment you do what you did not want to, your brain begins to rewire itself. It says, "Oh, we are in charge now." Not the mood and not the fear, but us. And that is when you begin to win consistently. How to use this step in your life today. Write this sentence on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere you can see it. I do not wait for energy. I create energy. Pick one action you have been avoiding today. Set a timer for just 2 minutes. Just start, just move, just begin. Do not stop until the timer ends. After that, you will have created momentum. And it is very likely you will continue. Because here is the secret of it all. You do not need 2 hours of your time. You just need 2 minutes of courage. Courage is the door to change. Movement is the key you need. Discipline is the reward you get. Everyone has goals they want to achieve. But few people have movement. Everyone talks about making a change. But few take action when it feels hard. If you only do the right thing when you feel like it, you will remain stuck for many years to come. But the moment you force yourself, even once, you send a message to your whole nervous system. We do not negotiate about this anymore. And that identity, that discipline, that self-respect will change your entire life. Step 11, screen off, mood on. You can fix all of your habits. You can clean up your space. You can focus all of your energy. But if you do not fix your attention, you will keep returning to a state of chaos. And the number one thief of your attention is the device that is in your hand. Your screen does not only distract you, it also disconnects you from yourself. This step is about reclaiming your mood, your presence, and your peace. Because right now, your brain is under attack by alerts, ads, and endless scrolling, dopamine overload, and fake inspiration. And all of it creates one single result. You forget who you truly are. You forget that you possess power. You forget that silence is sacred. You forget that presence is a weapon. This step is meant to bring you back. Imagine a beautiful and clear blue sky. Now, imagine 1,000 planes flying across it every second, dropping smoke and sound, messages and images everywhere. Soon, the sky will turn gray. You can no longer see the sun. You cannot feel the calm anymore. You do not even remember what peace looks like. That is what your mind is like. Under constant digital bombardment, and the only way to see the blue sky again is to clear the air. Turn all of the planes off. Let the silence return, and let clarity rise up. This is not about deleting your phone. It is about owning your own attention and choosing what gets access to your mind. 1 hour per day, screen off, world off. Cell phone on, but no phone, music, or distractions. Just you with a notebook, a thought, a walk, a decision, or a breath. This is not a form of laziness. It is mental training. Because in that silence, your brain will stop reacting, and it will start listening. You will notice what you have been avoiding, what you truly want in your life. what pain you are still holding on to, what dream still lives deep inside of you. But you cannot hear any of that when your screen is shouting at you. Set a mood hour in your day, give it a name, and protect it. Turn your phone completely off. Not silent mode, but off. Do something that will bring you back, chafe you to your center. Walk somewhere in silence. Write without any purpose. Sit on the floor and just breathe. Clean your room with the music off. Or just watch the sky. Notice what kinds of thoughts come up. These are the truths that are hidden. Behind all of your distractions, you are unable to fix your life in one day if your mind is being controlled by everything that is outside of you. This hour is where you train your soul to lead your life once again, because your attention is the most valuable thing that you own. Not your money, not your followers, not your schedule. Your attention decides who you become. And when you take it back from the noise, you become powerful once again. You remember what really matters. You feel what is real. And you reconnect with your mission. This is not a break from your life. It is a return to silence, to self, and to control. You are almost at the finish line now. There is only one final step left. The one that ties everything together. The final blow to fear, doubt, and hesitation. Step 12. Don't think, just do. Let us speak the truth. You have done the deep work. You asked yourself the hard questions. You faced your own mirror. You let go of the old self. You won the hour of your day. You found your proof of change. You have cleared your mind. But what happens next? You begin thinking once again. You start to hesitate. You plan for way too long. You wait for the perfect time. You overanalyze every detail. And slowly and quietly, you become paralyzed. Too much thinking is the enemy of doing. Overthinking is where your courage goes to die. And this is the step where we kill that hesitation forever. This is not about acting blindly. It is about acting boldly without any delay, without doubt, and without overthinking yourself out of taking action. Because the truth is that you do not need another plan to follow. You do not need more preparation. You need to move. Now, imagine a person standing on a rooftop. Across from them is another building, connected by a strong and tight rope. They have trained for this moment. They have studied balance. They have watched others walk across. They have rehearsed the steps in their mind 1,000 times. But now, it is the time to actually step onto the rope. And what do? They wait and they think. They replay everything that could go wrong. They start to hesitate. And in that moment, their body tenses up. Their confidence begins to fade. And their legs start to shake. Why does this happen? Not because they are not ready, but because they thought too much. If they had taken that first step immediately, they would have built up some momentum. But the longer they waited, the more they convinced themselves that they could not do it. That is what overthinking does to you. It replaces your momentum with fear, and fear that grows inside the mind becomes much heavier than reality. Your brain is just like a rocket. The moment you make a decision, it builds power. But the moment you pause, it redirects that energy into fear. The longer you choose to wait, the more time your brain has to imagine failure and create excuses, to replay past trauma, to analyze the worst-case scenarios, and to convince you to stay in the safe zone. But here is the truth of the matter. The safest place you can be is in action, because action removes your fear. Action brings you clarity. Action creates a new belief. An action rebuilds your identity. You wake up in the morning. You think, should I get up or snooze? Do not think, just get up. Should I work out or skip today? Do not think, just start moving. Should I send that message? Do not think, just send it. Should I begin writing now? Do not think, just open the page. Should I speak up in this meeting? Do not think, just raise your voice. Because the moment you start doing, your body will then catch up, your mind will clear up, and your fear will die when a thought enters your brain. And you know it is the right thing to do. You have 5 seconds to act before your mind destroys the thought. Countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No thinking, no scrolling, no asking for advice. Just move. Because every second you hesitate, you lose power. But every second you act, you take it back. Say this to yourself today. I do not ask for permission to grow. I do not need to feel ready. I just need to move. I do not overthink power. I step into it myself. I do not wait for clarity to come. I create it through my actions. I do not let fear have a vote. I am the only voice that truly matters. Say it, own it, and live it. This is your new identity. How to practice this final step. Choose one action right now that you have been putting off for too long. Something small, something simple, but something that is meaningful to you. A call you have been avoiding to make. A message you have not replied to. A 10-minute workout session. Cleaning just one drawer. Throwing away one addiction. Sitting in silence with yourself. Now, do this. Say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Do it before you finish this video, before your brain pulls you back into comfort, because if you do it now, right now, you will feel something powerful rise inside you. Not motivation, not adrenaline, but power. The power to act, the power to break the loop, the power to move without any fear. This is how you fix your life. Not in theory, not someday, but today. So, here you are now. You have reached the end of something that most people will never even begin. You have walked through every layer of yourself. Your mind, your pain, your discipline, and your truth. And now you are different. Not because you watched a video, but because you moved along with it. You wrote things down. You faced yourself. You deleted what did not belong. You did hard things for yourself. You made difficult decisions. You did not run away. And if you followed these 12 steps fully, and honestly, even quietly, your life has already changed. Maybe not on the outside yet, but inside. The engine is now running. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not lost. You were just buried beneath noise, fear, and delay. But today, you dug yourself out. Today, you rebuilt your life. Today, you began again. And let me tell you something very powerful. If you can change your direction in one day, you can change your entire life in 1 year. All it takes is the right start. This was your starting point. Now, keep on going. If this video helped you even just 1%, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with others, watch it again, and subscribe to this channel, because we are building something. That is bigger than content here. We are building identity, discipline, and freedom, peace, power, and this is just the beginning. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for doing the hard work. And remember, the next chapter of your life, leather is currently unwritten, and you are the one holding the pen. Make it worth writing. Now go, do not think, just do. Your life is waiting for you now.